Ah, hello. How's it going? A little worse for wear on the weekend. So tired. But everything's all shiny because apart from having a few people around to celebrate my birthday, and I ate cake. It was a really nice white chocolate keto cake with fresh raspberries. Thank you so much, Steph, for making that. That was really cool. I don't go full on keto, but I put some keto stuff um, in there and like customizing stuff. Anyway, I'll check that out later. I I guess it brought into mind. I was watching this other YouTuber, Mark from Self Sufficient Me. He was talking about things growing out of season and timing and stuff, and things unexpectedly happening. But obviously, the conditions were right at that time for that thing to happen. It's just that we get so caught up in things that should happen at specific and certain times that sometimes we don't kind of recognize the fact that it should be the right time at this particular time to do that. And sometimes we do need to force ourselves into doing things at certain times and situations because the mindset needs to be there. I mean, with me, sometimes there's things when I've kept things going and then I've dropped it off because of certain things, and like going for walks every morning with my puppy, and I've dropped some days because rain. It's been pretty wet and quite mild actually, our summer. But Mark was talking about his pumpkins are growing kind of out of season. He thought, okay, well that's it won't live. It'll die off pretty easily because pumpkins. It's really hot here. Pumpkins won't grow that well. But I have also found that my pumpkin has just sort of grown and grown and grown and grown. And on the weekend, I managed to harvest some. Look, see, it's got a bit of scarring from like insects. So I harvested three. So this is one. This is a baby one. This is a slightly bigger one here. See, still got a little bit left. So say to cut it like pretty high up on the top here because then it still gets nutrients and matures. And see, that says that it's still good. It's not a hollow sound, it's a fairly solid sound, so it's not being eaten alive. And this is the biggest one that I've managed to harvest. Like, it's almost as big as my head. But I'll have those around my place, getting some latent sunlight in a coolish area, and they will ripen. And this little sticky thing here will get smaller and shrink. And then on my vine, there's heaps and heaps of other female flowers that are going to bear fruit. So I'm going to check it every day and grab some of the male flowers and help it to pollinate itself. And a friend of mine, alongside a friend of mine, she's gorgeous. Eleanor, she asked me about the difference between male and female flowers because she's actually growing a member of the same family. I think it's cucumbers or zucchinis, but member of the same family. And I said, well, you look at the flowers, and if it's just a long stem on the bottom of the flower, it's a male. If you look at the where it meets the vine, and there's like a little bulby, like a bean or fruit looking thing, that's the female flower. So that's awesome. But um, things being out of time, I mean, seriously, it surprised me that my pumpkin vine would grow like that. But then looking back, have there been things that you've plotted and planned to happen at specific times, and then all of a sudden things have just happened to bring it a particular situation about, and you go, oh my god, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. I'm going, well, sometimes it's just it's like that. You're never really particularly ready for sometimes for actually a lot of things to happen in particular at certain times. And why is that? Because Auntie Fate likes that. Auntie Fate and Yeah, they like to make fools of you because nothing ever happens at the right time. Um, Unless you're particularly good at reading the signs and being able to prep and prepare a lot for that. Um, and that's just the way the world is. So, when have you had things that have happened unexpectedly, and have you gone with the flow? What have you learned from that? Like, have you learned to be more prepared? Have you learned that you didn't weren't prepared to take the leap? And if you weren't prepared to take the leap but took it anyway, what happened? What did you learn? It's a fascinating thing. But it being Monday, I've got to get up and do things. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Mine was a little wet, but overall it was actually quite good, and I did enjoy myself. I love seeing people that I haven't seen for a long time, catching up with them, just being around them, and just, yeah. A couple of friends couldn't make it because they weren't weren't well, and I'm like, well, that's fate, Auntie Fate again, and Uncle Murphy, Uncle Murphy, and Auntie Fate, bane of everybody's existence, because they just happen. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later, and yeah, have a think about that. Things that you thought you weren't ready for, things that happened unexpectedly, but actually worked out for better, or things that you've actually learnt from them.